3:30 game on CBS. Number 12 Missouri at number 2 Georgia. 14.5 points. Favorite for Georgia at home. Total 55. Last season, Georgia had to rally from a 10-point fourth quarter deficit to beat Missouri, but they did end up winning the game. It was their 9th win in a row in the series. Obviously, Georgia, after dismantling Florida last week, has now won 25 straight games. Ladd McConkey, Dominic Lovett, former Missouri player, have been stepping up in the absence of Brock Bowers. Carson Beck's been really good. We've talked about him and how he's improved throughout the year. Missouri's coming off a bye, which is good for them, obviously. It's been the Brady Cook, Luther Burden show, but don't forget about Cody Schrader, 807 yards, 9 touchdowns. In my opinion, Missouri's going to have to stay ahead of the chains in this one. Georgia's first in the country in third down defense. They're also first in the country in third down conversions on offense, which is a great recipe for success. When Missouri does get into their opponent territory, they're 24th in the country in finishing the drive. Georgia's defense is 68th. So if they can have some success in moving the chains and actually getting into Georgia territory, they could actually put up some points in this game. But Georgia, Caroline mentioned it, they've tended to show up when the spotlight's been on them and people have started to doubt them. There's going to be spotlight on this game. It's for the SEC East. This game certainly qualifies as a spotlight game. I think they show up here. They show the committee they should be number 1. I think they pour it on late, and I'm going UGA 45, Missouri 20.
Have you seen any of the numbers they've had under Kirby Smart in the month of November?
I have not.
Dating back to 2020, and I'm not gonna include Florida because that's usually the play the week before. They've only had, I'm looking at it right now, they've had 2. In the last 3 years, 3+ years, they've had 1 game that's been decided by less than 10 points.
Jeez.
This is a perfect spot. It's a perfect spot. The Rangers, by the way, just took a 1-0 lead in the 6th.
Okay.
But this is a perfect spot for Georgia. I love that Mizzou's coming off a bye. I love the fact that Luther Burden and that offense have been great. I'll say it because it's Saturday Football Uncensored, and I can say whatever I want, and it's our show. There's not a fucking white running back in the country that's going to go into Athens, Georgia, and beat Georgia. So you can hold the Cody Schrader talk. We'll take that off.
If you got a problem with it, I don't care.
Let me tell you something right now, Tyler. I doubted the Dawgs last week. Doubt the Dawgs. Doubted Kirby. Why I'm here.
I saw you bought Creed tickets, by the way.
I did not, in case my girlfriend's listening, because those were bought for me.
You did post it on Twitter, though, so.
Well, I told her they were a gift. She doesn't listen to the podcast, so we're fine.
Right.
They're also for next July. It's gonna be sick. I can't fucking wait. They're good seats too. I'm fired, dude. You can get real quick. Georgia fans, just bear with me for a second. Creed announced their North American tour on Monday, the day after we did the song about Georgia and to the Creed song. You know that there's an option, Tyler. There's an option for front row tickets or up close tickets and meet and greet that are over $900 a piece. They're sold out for Greenville. Dude, the laugh. It's something. I'll say that. Anyway, so back to this game. My best friend Jeff Colby, big Mizzou guy. I love Mizzou. I think they are so overlooked and so shit on for no reason. It makes me so frustrated and mad because I said it last week. I said as a compliment, they're the Creed or Nickelback of the SEC. People hate them for no reason. They tell you all the time why they're not any good. And it's kind of stupid. It's just kind of stupid because they're a really good team this year especially. I love the fact that Luther Burden has put up numbers everywhere he's gone. I said as a joke the other day, I'll say it again. I don't care how it sounds. Wrap that kid in bubble wrap, man. Because top receivers like this going against Georgia's defense, purely from a superstitious standpoint, something seems to always happen. I really think this is a game that Georgia is too physical to lose. And there's a reason why Vegas has this as a 15.5-point spread. You look at what LSU Bama is, it's a 4-point game versus this game, which is as important. There's as much riding on it at 15 points. I just think that what we're going to see is a very good Mizzou team. And the thing I said a couple weeks ago is like how Mizzou doesn't get enough credit, and no matter who they beat and blah, blah, blah. This is going to be a game that Georgia will not get enough credit for what they're about to do to Mizzou. And I've seen Mizzou's defense. Not great at times. Like you saw how much they struggled against LSU. LSU played like crap in the first couple quarters of that. Now you look at what Georgia did when they're on. They're a boa constrictor, man. You can't make a fucking mistake. And I think that at some point Brady Cook is going. We don't see quarterbacks like Brady Cook who are really good. He's really good this year. Do you think he's going to leave Athens without an interception? Because I don't.
No,
I just don't at all. I want to pick Mizzou because I do love Mizzou. I love all the fans. I love everything about that school, man. I really do. But I just think that we're at this point now in November where Georgia starts to get this thing fucking rolling. And they go into these games and they tell you, it's like, oh, we're not focused on what the committee's saying. Fuck that. There's no, like, Kirby brought it up in his press conference last week about how Dan Mullen picked him to lose. If you don't think Kirby has this team focused on the fact that they're ranked number 2 right now, or they barely beat this team, there's not a game on the schedule that Georgia, I think, will overlook less than this game. And I think Georgia wins. I think they win big. I think Georgia wins 38-13.
Ooh.
38-17.
Certainly. Okay. All right.
Yeah.